Hi, everybody. What's up? This is your host, Kwame Awua, with Adam Jones. This is episode 4 of Top Bin Talks with our special guest, Julian DeSousa. Hey, Julian, what's up? What's going
Going
on?
on, guys? What's going on? What's going on? Happy to be here, man.
Yeah, man, we decided to bring you on. I mean, we've had guys from FC Montreal, we've had a guy from Atletico Auto and Chris Manella and Joel Waterman. And now we decided to bring you on, who is a more local boy. I've known you for a couple of years now, close friends with my younger brother, went to the same high school that I went to. Tell us about your journey. Tell us about what you're up to now. Like, what's new, fam?
So throughout my youth, I played at TFC, and then when I came out of TFC, obviously, had like a little sit down with Uncle Pat. Headed over to Vaughan to play at the high performance. Can't really complain there. And then also had like a little stint with Woodbridge with my old coach Lyndon. So to there. Recently, like most recently school wise, 2019 I was playing at Humber, and then COVID hit, got all messy, and then just finished like a little stint with FC Berlin that plays in the UPSL.
Okay, tell us about that experience in the UPSL. I mean, everybody knows that America has different types of league, different types of from every level, the MPSL, the UPSL, obviously USL League 1, 2, and the championship. And then now we have the MLS Next Pro. So what can you say about the competition level in comparison to where you've been throughout your career?
The competition in the UPSL, it is pretty tough. Equivalent to here, I'd say it's about like a League One level. But the way that it works is the team that we're with, we're out of the Michigan division. So we had to win out to go play nationals in Florida, which is we're about to start the playoffs in a week or two. So
Oh shit, that's sick.
yeah.
Oh.
So it's kind of like a similar type thing, I guess, to what PDL used to be, and I guess that USL 2 now, something similar to that, eh?
Yeah, it's like a huge thing.
Yeah, I mean, PDL helped a lot of college guys, especially during the summertime when you had nothing to do and you didn't want to leave America per se, or didn't have a League One Ontario team to play for. Like League One Ontario was the only semi-pro league that was in Canada at the time. So I mean, if you didn't have a team there, a lot of guys just opted to stay back in America and find a PDL team. And the competition was really good. And MLS scouts actually did look at how guys performed in the PDL and in college, so that actually did help. You said you played for Woodbridge. See, I think we played for a lot of the same teams.
Yeah.
I had a stint with TFC. We both went to Dante Alighieri, the best soccer school in Canada, in my opinion. Breeded some talented motherfuckers, and then we both played for Woodbridge. I can tell you my experience with Woodbridge. I had a great experience with Woodbridge. I played there from U14 to U14 to U16, and from a organizational standpoint, it was good. It was like top of for like a club team. You know how it goes. Like in a GTA club team, sometimes you have parents coaching. Like your parent coach from work, they're like, yeah, I gotta go coach the team. But like these guys actually had hired coaches, their own like clubhouse, like their own fields. Every time you played at Vaughan Grove, you were like, wow, I can't wait to touch these grass fields when we were younger. So that's dope though that you played on Woodbridge. Who was your coach for TFC Academy?
So I had, when I first went in there, because I went in there when I was like 11, 12 years old, I had Danny Dicchio, I think, for 2 years. And then we had John Mondino for like a year and a half. It was weird how like we were switching coaches all the time. And then my last year, I was with Anthony Capitoso.
Caps, yo. Angry man.
Shit out of me sometimes, I won't lie.
Yeah, so you going to Vaughan, obviously Patrice, I know Patrice very well. The Sigma Vaughan rivalry is never ending. If you're from the East Coast, Adam, I'm telling you, from the East Coast, the Sigma Vaughan rivalry, it's like a older brother and younger brother kind of thing. It's like, yo, every time, like we like each other, but when we play against each other, it's like all hell breaks loose. So
yeah,
you go to Patrice.
It's similar to Metro Ford versus Surrey United out here. So that was the club I played at and Joel played at. Mm-hmm. So it was the same type thing, and that went back. So like funny enough, like ours went back. I know your guys was like academy club. Ours went back to like the men. So this goes
Yeah.
back to like when my dad played in the 90s and stuff. Like there was this massive hatred between the two clubs, and like it carried forward to youth because they're the two biggest youth clubs in BC. By far the two biggest volume wise, but also at like the elite level, it was constant like who's going to produce more players, who's sending more players on, who's got more players in the provincial team.
Oh yeah, see, exactly. And then as we left Sigma, I mean, you know about my team who was on my team, like Kyle, Richie, all those guys. Like the production from the academy from Sigma went down, and Vaughn just started skyrocketing.
And it's still
yeah, and it's still going up.
even
so we were
now.
like, so we were looking at the academy, and we're like, damn, Sigma, like, yo, you let Vaughn smoke in your boots a little bit, bro. Like, even we still hold the accountability for the club.
Yeah. But even now with Vaughn and even the guys that are coming out now in college, guys I played with, Malcolm Johnson, Steph Capetti, Josh Blues, all these big guys, you guys will see them soon on TV somewhere. So it'll be big for all.
100%, no doubt. Dante Alighieri, as people don't know,
Legendary.
Legendary. He's in the same class as my younger brother, 21. And when I used to come back from off season, I used to go there to go train with these guys just to get a run in and get a sweat in. And the competitiveness from when I was in high school to these guys is still there. It's a bunch of just guys that really just enjoy playing soccer. Some of them are really good players, some of them not the best, but like everyone goes in there thinking they're the best. I'm a pro player, and guys are like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about this. I'm about to smoke his boots.
Yeah,
so I like the attitude. Yeah,
I was talking.
I love the attitude, bro. Walk in, my brother's not even talking to me. He ready to fight me.
Fact.
And then him and Julian on the same team. I'm like, yo, I told our coach, like, yo, don't put me on the same team as my brother. Always competition. Yeah. So like we had a class that was strictly soccer, Adam. So like we would have like religion or whatever, and then we had class soccer. And then we have lunch, and then you have your last class. And then after school, you had school soccer practice. Then after that, you had your club soccer. So we go a week, probably training 3 times a day out of the 4 days in the week. So you can understand why Vaughn and Sigma produce a lot of players. I think it was
massively.
us and Campion. Yeah. Just got the running.
Yeah, I mean, the more touches you get on the ball, the more and again, like as long as those environments are super competitive, like you're gonna breed those players who are gonna rise to the occasion and rise to the level, right? And just really quickly, guys, just looking ahead, predictions CPL final this weekend at Letty Ottawa versus Forge. I wonder who Kwame's gonna pick.
Yeah, I bleed orange. Oh.
Yeah, I'm with you. I have Forge at full time.
I'm telling you. What, Adam, you gonna pick differently?
You know what? The only reason why I'm gonna go with Ottawa, no Becker, suspended.
That's a big loss.
Kyle suspended, which is massive. And I don't think Krutzen's back full time yet.
Yeah.
If you add those two, I think it's hard to bet against Forge, but I'm gonna go with Ottawa in full time.
Oof.
You know what's funny? I mean, this is not the same teams like the same team as the past. The reason why I go with Forge, not only because of experience and obviously like the chemistry, but Ottawa right now, like they're riding a wave right now. Imagine last year they finished last place, got a coaching change, and now they're just like sky high. Like I know how it feels to lose a final at home, and like they might play the moment rather than the actual game. You know what I mean? They might get too hype. And that's what happened with us. Cause like we were killing it in CONCACAF. We were flying in, and now we're like, yo, there's no way we're losing. Like we just beat so-and-so. Like we came back with 3-0 deficit against this Costa Rican team. And like, nah, we're like, there's no way we can be beat. Pacific got one chance and we couldn't capitalize on our chances and we lost the final. So I know how it feels. So like I'm thinking about it. And then because we lost that way last year, these guys are going for blood. That's my personal opinion. If Ottawa wins, I'll be like, congrats to them. But for me, I don't know. These guys now you're just hunting, and we've won both of our championships away from home. So why not do it a third time?
Big.
Yeah, it's facts. Yeah, so 2 Forge, 1 Ottawa. Damn, you just really can't cheer for Forge, huh?
No, I think that I just think losing Kyle is too big of a. I don't think because
Yeah.
the biggest reason there's no one to replace him.
Yeah.
There's no
A
one
player
to
like that
replace
you
what
can't
he
really
does.
replace.
Like it's
Yeah.
so difficult, right? Like I don't, and that's the thing. I don't know who slides into that role to try and fill the gap. But once you do, you're gonna lose someone from somewhere else, right? Like you're gonna
That is
lose
true.
if you now slide Tristan to play more central. You're gonna lose what he can do out wide and his 1v1 ability there, and you can't now replace him out there. So
Mhm.
it's this kind of this little bit of a chess piece. And I don't know if, again, like Kwame, you and I talked about the fact that they have so many strikers. Do you go 4-4-2? And do you throw something up there that, we possibly haven't seen a ton of? So
Not to be a super tactician. I mean, maybe Julian can talk about this too. Like we grown up, obviously Bobby was a Sigma, Patrice with Vaughn. He played at 4-3-3 to the death of you. To the death. It don't even matter. Some type of variation of 4-3-3. Bobby going 4-4-2 is if you were in like the 85th minute and he's gotta just cross the ball in the box. That's the only time he's gonna just say, okay, where am I gonna cut my losses? Out wide, I could put you still have like Emery who could play like a false swinger. You still have like Chris Nanko or something. And I understand where you're coming from. 100%. No one can replace Becker. It's just like, where does the creativity come from? Does it just automatically become wing play, or do you put Borges in the middle to have some more creativity in the midfield? So I mean, that's where you weigh it out. But
yeah,
Ottawa has some
exactly. And
standout
that's
players too. Like Ollie Bassett been balling this year.
Baloo's
Obviously,
been
my
good in
guy
the midfield too.
Baloo. Yeah, like
I like
they have
play.
like Verhoeven too. Like they have a couple of guys that can do some damage though.
Yeah.
It's
And
gonna be close.
I mean, Forge are going to have most of the ball like we'd expect anyway.
Yeah.
Atleti are going to be very comfortable sitting in. And then again, they've done most of their damage on the counter, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it'll be a good game. It's going to be an interesting one. The sendings off and the suspensions definitely make it that little bit more,
Oh, always against
probably a little bit more
Calvary.
on the fence. Every time, eh? Every
Every
time.
damn time, bro.
I see.
I got one question for you guys though. What is more of a bigger highlight or a bigger what would you say, like title, like in the news? Forge going to 4 straight CPL finals or Atletico going from worst to best?
I think the Atletico Ottawa for sure.
Atletico. I think the other side of it too is this will be the city of Ottawa's second major trophy. The Red Blacks are the only ones to win. The Senators have never won a Stanley Cup. So the city, like for all that time where they've had professional sport, this will be their second ever. So it's kind of like you've got that. And again, does that weigh on the players as well?
That is true. I mean, fair enough. I mean, I feel like people are just getting tired of Forge just going to the finals. It's like becoming like repetitive. People are messaging me, they're like, yo, again, bro. Because they thought Forge wasn't going to do as well because like you lost me, Mo, like Crutzen was out for most of the year. Like people were like, damn, like are you guys going to be any good? Like Chris has been out. Who else? There's a couple of other guys that left too, but it's like the guy Omar Brown is gone. Like we had Josh Navarro. Like our team was stacked last year. So guys are like, yo, are you guys going to be the same? And now they're back again. They're like, damn, bro, like we over this.
No, I think that's a wicked storyline as well, though, right? Like, say Forge do win, they've been to the final 4 out of 4 years, and they've won it 3 out of 4. Like, it's insane, right?
100%.
But I mean, either way, there's a really cool storyline coming out of the final, which is awesome to see. And again, looking at the CPL again, guys, like you can kind of see that the level's starting to rise a little bit. Again, I don't know that it's great that Diaz wins the Golden Boot and he only played half the season. Talks about the tear he was on, but that's not a phenomenal.
That's not a good look.
And again, he's up for Players Player of the Year, and so is Mo. Mo, how many games did Mo end up playing this year?
8. Played 8.
How is he up for Players Player of the Year if he played 8 games?
Well,
like, I get it was a stupid 8 games. The 8 games were outrageous.
Best player by far. So it was.
But when you play 28, he missed 20 games.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of tough, and maybe that's worse on just like again. Did Zats have that bad a year at York? Like you kind of want to nominate someone from every single team. Like I get that side of it, but it's not like Zats didn't have a terrible year. Like there are players on the team who had decent years.
Yeah,
Mo
for
just
sure.
had an outrageously productive 8 games.
Mhm.
He was ridiculous.
Look at it this
And you
way:
have to, yeah.
Mo-
No, continue, Julian. Yeah.
most goal involvements. Some guys play 28 games, don't even have half the goal involvements that he has in his spot. So
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
he came on and I think it's just the fact that it was literally only 8 games.
yeah, it's kind of scary.
If he would have played half the season, you could have been like, okay, well, maybe he got injured, but look at his half the season. Like 8 was just a little bit low, at least in my opinion for it. Like to be up for a seasonal award. If you look at
But
like
that's why it's the player of
True.
the year. That's
True.
why it's the player. I'm not saying it doesn't weigh as heavy. It probably doesn't because it's not the league officials that are choosing it. But like players know. Like we all talk. Like me, like look at me, the connection, me and Manila, or guys like York that have like Jordan Wilson. Like we all talk, and you know quality when you see quality. So I'm not really upset about it. I'm just upset that there's so many nominees. Like that's just gonna be really hard to choose. Like that's like, damn, I like this guy, but like yo, this guy is like, I like that, but this thing. You know what I mean? It's too much thinking. When you put too many options, you overthink it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel
Mhm.
like, I don't know how they did it this year because you would assume player of the year would have been every single player would have been pulled from every single team,
Mhm.
right? So you think you would have had at least a top group that would have been finalists,
Mhm.
but I'm not really too sure how that one would work. I don't know
Mhm.
because obviously they do have players from every single team.
Mhm.
So that's the only thing I'm just not sure about. I don't know if they only asked like a select few, if they gave them a list of players. I have no idea.
Mhm.
But going forward in the future, I think that's a really cool, like 100% that needs to be an award going forward.
Yeah.
But
Or yeah,
maybe it's
or
something
because
they just
like
pull all the players on.
yeah, for MLS, they give every player a sheet and you actually have a vote. Just like NBA, like players have a vote and their percentage ways. You know what I mean? So like instead of having like a
Yeah,
players
like if
pick
you vote
players,
first,
yeah,
second, third, like there's so much.
yeah,
There's an
the
additional
percentage. You
variable
know what
to
I
it. Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah. So like the media votes, the players vote, and like the journalists vote or the coaches vote, and then you combine it, and then you see, and like everybody's votes like count towards a certain amount, and then it goes like
Mhm.
that. Where instead of having a whole separate award, or you can have just one award where everyone's like opinion matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely something to go
Anyways,
for,
yeah.
but it's a young league, man. Like they're gonna make mistakes. Like
Mm-hmm,
there's so much growing pains still going forward for it. So
mm-hmm.
obviously it's something that hopefully gets a little bit more refined in the years to come.
Yeah, especially now that we're talking about the business side of everything and like the leagues and stuff like that. CSB, Julian, I don't know if you heard about the whole Alfonso Davies situation. Um, Alfonso Davies' agent comes out and says, "You guys are not allowed," tells Canada Soccer you're not allowed to use his image and likeness without giving him basically a percentage cut of whatever the Canada Soccer business is making from selling jerseys and using him in promotional stuff. Did you see that? Like, what do you think about that? And I know growing up, you probably heard of like NCAA players not being able to get money from their image and likeness. And now your generation is able to do that and go to college and make millions of dollars off NIL deals. So what do you think about Alfonso getting his percentage, which is probably rightly deserved?
Yeah, I don't think it's really a bad thing. I think everybody has to eat. But considering he is like the face of the men's national team, he is the biggest player, plays at one of the biggest clubs in the world. I can't really hate, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everybody has to do their own thing, worry about themselves at the end of the day. But
Yeah, I think it creates a precedent. Like the only problem like the only thing that I would like to know, I don't have a problem with him wanting it. Like I think every player would want that. I don't know what the precedent is in other federations. So like if you look at the English FA, none of them have
Mhm.
set jersey numbers until a major tournament. Like they only play their jerseys are 1 through 11. They don't even have names on the back of their jerseys going through qualifying, going through friendlies, all this stuff. So for them, again, I have no idea what their precedent would be. But again, if you look at France, Spain, Italy, they all have set numbers the whole year.
Mhm.
And I don't know if they get percentages off. I have no clue. Couldn't tell you. So
Mhm.
not knowing that, I can't really speak to the Canadian players wanting a percentage of them. But now that Davies does get one, I feel like that just sets the precedent for every single player, now across the men's and women. Like whatever the percentages that Davy gets, they all get from their own jersey sales.
Okay, we could look at it like that. Or there's so many things that it could be. Could it be possible that Alfonso, his jersey sales and how much revenue he was bringing to Canada soccer was so much exponentially larger than every other player on the team that like his agent was like, nah, y'all are making way too much money off this guy for him to not get anything? Do you think that can be possible?
I think that honestly, that's what I think it is, to be honest.
Yeah.
I said he's into the country.
Yeah.
I was at BMO when they played against Jamaica. I didn't see anybody else in
any other jersey, right?
Everybody's wearing his kit. So
yeah, I mean that probably is, and then that there's no issue there though. Like that's the thing with that. Like if it's if it's an equity of opportunity, right? So if say Davies' likeness is 10% of all jersey sales, he gets the pocket. Every other player who signs a deal with the Canadian national team, their jersey gets sold by Fanatics. They get the same percentage. It doesn't matter if they only sell one, so they get $10 compared to if he gets $100,000. Like there shouldn't be an argument there. Like the percentage of sales should be the same across the board. Whether it's Christine Sinclair's jersey, if Christine Sinclair says twice as many jerseys as Davies does, she deserves twice the fucking income.
Facts.
Like
that's facts.
And the only thing with that one though is like again, I think that's gonna morph into the only problem. Like this flip side of this is it's great. Like hopefully they can keep eating. It's gonna morph into the equal pay thing though. You just know it is because and here's my problem with the women wanting money from this World Cup. And I really want someone to come on and explain it to me because from a business and from an equality standpoint, I don't see this ending very well. But if Christine Sinclair sells more jerseys than Alfonso Davies, she deserves more money than him. At no point should she have to give up some money so that her and Davies make the same amount. Like that doesn't make any sense, right? So
if it comes to jersey sales and like promote, like for her own image, for her own image,
right? But then again, at no point has any male player played at a single World Cup that Christine Sinclair's played in. So unless the CSA is taking money from these past female World Cups and giving them to male players, that's a huge issue if that's happened. But if it's not, why is it that now all of a sudden we're now looking to try and make money from World Cups that we're not playing in, whether they're the men or the women? That part I don't understand. Someone, I really want someone to explain it to me in a way that makes sense, because all you're going to do is start and muddle the water, because we have room to celebrate both of them, but we need to understand that they're both different and they need to be celebrated separately so that they can both grow the amount they need to.
I also seen on Twitter about someone ranting. I forgot who it was. He's well known in like the Canadian soccer like media space. I forgot his name. When I remember, I'll let you know. But he was saying that we need to start a Canadian Women's League now. They said like even if it's like a round robin kind of thing, like just experimental kind of thing. And I'm like, there's so much years and backing that has to go towards building a league. You can't just say, yo, 2023, let's start a league. Like you got to find players. There's contracts, there's facility, venues, there's all of that. So I'm like, a lot of people in the media, like, yeah, you might know the business and what everything's going on, but it's easier said than done.
It's such a big endeavor. It's such a big endeavor.
Like, you don't just pick up everything like, all right, we're gonna start a league. Like, nah, it shit don't work like that. There's contracts that need to be signed. There's things that need to be reviewed. There's players that need to be approached and want to be willing to come play in Canada. You know what I mean? So I think that's another thing. But you're totally right about Christine Sinclair. Anyone that, if you are doing something based on your own image and likeness, like I think you deserve a cut of the pie. There's no really discussion about
100%.
That. Yeah.
100%. And like that, that's what I mean. I hope this sets a precedent that now every single player here's what it is going forward, because there clearly was nothing before. Fairly obvious there wasn't. So now if this is the precedent, this is where we're going with it. It should be fairly straightforward now for everyone going forward. But you know,
Julian, we're gonna start some banter. So as you know, Toronto is a big hotspot for Italians and Portuguese, and y'all all in the same little vicinity too. St. Clair, the college, you know what I mean? That area, the Caledonia, Rogers. So when Italy didn't make the World Cup, how did you feel?
Never seen them as a to tell you the honest truth, I've never seen them as a real threat, regardless of what. It's just a little bit of like icing on the cake for them not to qualify. You know, it's always like a little rivalry. I was messaging a lot of my boys like, don't worry, like I'll buy you your Portugal jersey for the World Cup. Not with me. Like,
oh man, no, that's hilarious. Portugal almost didn't make it either though.
To some robbery. Here it is.
All right.
They played in a stadium in Serbia or whatever country they played, the only country or the only stadium in Europe not to have VAR. I swear to God.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
The line's here, the ball's here. Like way past the line, they didn't call it. And we tied 1-1 and we had to go to the playoff. It was so bad, man.
I can only imagine. My Portuguese friends were going crazy. They're like, nah, there's no way Portugal. If Italy and Portugal didn't qualify, wow, Toronto would have been on fire.
Well, how crazy would it have been if they've met in the playoff?
Ooh, that too. Bragging rights.
It would have been or burning in the streets.
It would have been on fire anyway. If that happened.
Fire anyway, 100%. Italy loses to Northern Macedonia in the 96 minutes, so it's okay.
They left it for us, so appreciate it.
Talking about the World Cup, I mean, what are you looking forward to the most about Canada qualifying for this World Cup? Like Canada's experience in this World Cup.
I think it's big. I think it's huge for Canadian soccer. Obviously, putting on for the youth, all the old guys that I played with, trained with at Vaughan. They always come in, always try to get the most out of the younger kids, trying to push them to get to that next level. So I just think it's big for the country as a whole. Obviously, in my lifetime, I don't know. Probably, you guys aren't that. You've never seen Canada, so it's a blessing.
No, it's been a really long time since they were last in the World Cup. Like 86. I was born. I think Kwame, we're both 94s.
95. I'm 95.
On the old head then. So 94. But yeah, like for me, it's gonna be to see how high of a level some of the guys can get to. Because that's the one thing that you look at that's the one thing that I think this year is a huge question mark for the team. How high can some of these guys get to? Because we saw through qualifying, we saw by and large, there are guys who, unfortunately, like we don't have enough guys who can get to a Jonathan David, a Fonzie, a Eustachio level consistently. Whereas if you look at past teams like with Sweden, you had the Olsen brothers who were jumping up and down between the Prem and the Championship with Sunderland and with these teams. Yet a major tournament came, they were able to get to a level that was sufficient for Ibrahimovic, and they could supply him with these things, and that's how those Swedish teams succeeded and did so well. So it'll be really interesting to see them play against these world-class players. Yeah. That's going to be fucking so cool to see, and like let's see how they can actually perform and how high of a level can they get to. Can they shock us and go, holy shit, no, yeah, they can all get there? Or is it, yeah, they still have some growth to go?
Yeah, I think it'll be a process for them, to be honest. Yeah.
Do you think, how many goals do you think, over under 3 goals, they score in the World Cup?
Over the 3 matches?
3 matches. Over under. They play Belgium, Morocco, and Croatia. Over under. 3 goals.
I'm going over.
Going over?
I think
I say exactly 3.
I think we get a result against Morocco for sure. It'll be.
It's the last one though. It's the last game.
That's
the only thing.
Maybe a consolation.
And that's the flip side of it, right? So say you take all these guys to the tournament, your last game means nothing. You've got to play all those guys. You have you've taken them all to the World Cup. Some of them might not be there in 4 years. All those guys have got to play in that game. Like there's no way, if there's nothing to play for, that you can't play them, right? Like that's one of those tough. That's gonna be a tough decision for Herdman. I think either way, because you're gonna have guys like Davies and David no, fuck, I want to play. I don't care about that guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there anything you guys are not looking forward to for the World Cup, for like just regarding Canada in general? Is there anything that you're like, yeah, that's could do without that?
Opening day versus Belgium.
Hey man, if we're gonna be real, that's facts though. If we're
Yeah.
gonna be real,
I'm gonna be
real,
honest.
like,
That game is gonna set the tone for the other two. If they
yeah.
come out to fight against Belgium,
It
Morocco,
could.
and Croatia's gonna be like, holy shit, who are these Canadian kids?
Yeah, I think it'll set a tone more so for the other ones. Like say they play well and say Belgium win like 2-1, but Davies and David go off. I don't think that sets as much a tone as say the rest of the team playing incredibly well, because Davies and David and the Tajon, like they're known now. They're known. And Eustachio as well now for what he's done in the Champions League. Like I think it has a way more to do with the other guys who they're like never played against them. The MLS guys, like that'll be kind of the interesting one. But Kwame, anything from you?
Personally, I just want people to enjoy the experience. Like I don't want people talking down on the Canadian players. Like these are some of these guys like biggest moments they'll ever have. Like no one's ever experienced anything like this in their lives. Like there's some guys that have played, like you have the Junior Hoyles, Atiba, Alfonso, Jonathan. Like those guys played Champions League, but like the other guys in MLS, like they haven't even played a CONCACAF Champions League game. You know what I mean? Like there's levels to this. They're going straight from MLS to a World Cup. So like for the pundits and for the fans, like I think they should just have patience. Like enjoy the moment, enjoy the fact that these guys are playing against the best of the best in the world. Play against ex-Ballon d'Or winner Luka Modric, like playing against Lukaku and playing against Kevin De Bruyne, who fucking terrorizes the Premier League. Like you're not thinking about it. Kevin De Bruyne got the best player in the Premier League. Lukaku got the top goal scorer in the Italian Serie A. Like, yo, you're playing against like dons. Like Thibaut Courtois got the Golden Glove. Like these are not no pushovers. So like if they're not doing well against these big guys, like don't feel like we shouldn't feel embarrassed. We shouldn't feel like it shouldn't be a big deal. Like we should have high expectations, because that's just the standards we want to set as becoming a footballing country. But we should not be upset that countries that have past experience and World Cup semifinalists and World Cup finalists last World Cup are going to be better than us. There's no like, it's okay. Like you should just expect a performance where it's like you're representing your country well. That's it.
Yeah, and I think
100%.
the other thing to remember is the game against Belgium's first.
Yeah.
How nervous are they going to be? Holy shit. Like, imagine how nervous we are as fans going to be sitting there watching it. Now they have to fucking stand on the pitch and look across and go, what the fuck? Like, that's
the funny thing is, if you watch the Uruguay game, and after the Uruguay game, I texted Richie, I texted a couple of guys, and I mean, Julian could attest to this too. Like, these guys are from the trenches. Like, I understand nervousness. I don't think they're going to be as nervous as people will expect them to be. Of course, you're going to have some butterflies. The World Cup, I'm playing against Kevin De Bruyne. Like, this man might shake me out of my boots. But, like, these guys are still with the I don't give a fuck mentality. You have nothing to lose. Like, you're not expected to be here. There's so many of those guys on that team, and that's what's carried them through qualification. They went to Mexico cussing at the fans, like fans are throwing bananas. Like, there's reasons why they got through all that turmoil and all that bullshit. And there's a lot of guys that just don't give a fuck. So like, yeah, they might lose, they might not get the result, but like the nervousness, I think we're more nervous than they're gonna be. 100%. The fans are way more nervous than they're gonna be.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, potentially. And actually, the one thing I forgot to mention, thing I'm most excited for, watching Atiba play a World Cup game.
Oh, you got to get a standing ovation.
If there's anyone that deserves one, it's that guy, man, for what he's done for the men's side.
For Atiba, for sure.
Yeah, that'll definitely be the big one. I gotta be honest, the one thing I'm not looking forward to is people on Twitter, Canada Soccer Twitter people. Fuck me.
I'm turning my phone.
I'm not gonna go on. Like I can't deal with. The thing I can't deal with is I love the positivity around most of it, but the second something turns negative, it's like rose-colored glasses. Like, no, it's fine. Like it's totally fine. Like in one breath, everyone goes, we brag about Alfonso Davies being the most expensive left back in the world. Like 100%, that's something we absolutely should brag about. And then the next thing I see is someone go, this is how he was involved in Bayern Munich's goal. And he plays a 10-yard fucking pass and 20 passes later ends up in the goal. And it's like, he's the most expensive player in the world. he didn't whip the ball in. Like it wasn't like his
Mhm.
where he ran past Reece James and whipped the ball in for Lewandowski.
Mhm.
Like it's one or the other here, guys. Like someone else tweeted today. I'm not going to name who. Someone else tweeted said Tejon did reasonably well in defense. He won 7 of 17 duels. That's a terrible defensive statistic.
That's
Like
under
just
50%, bro. That's way under the 50%.
as a defender. Like it's fine. There's his team. Like he wasn't at fault for
Mhm.
any of the goals. His team got
Mhm.
fucking slapped today.
Mhm.
That's fine. You're gonna have those games. Like it's awesome. He's playing the Champions League. Can we not be realistic about things with still maintaining a positive
Yeah.
side? Like we're gonna have to be positive during the World Cup, 100%. But don't fucking sit here and say like and do play both hands. I can't fucking stand that shit. Like don't hammer them. No need to
No.
hammer them. But this other side of it where everything's rosy, it just like these are people who are supposed to be.
They're coddling them. People are coddling them.
But it's not coddling the players, it's the fans. Like you're supposed to be educating and kind of bringing context to things because not everyone can watch the games, right?
Mhm. That's
So
true.
now you're trying to educate the fans. And it was the same thing that, I mean, KJ talked about this, Kwame, where he talks about, oh, what about the soccer moms? Well, they'll fucking catch up. Like just if you report it properly, people will understand, and that's what's going to create more of a culture of like I'm sorry, but that's a shit statistic. We expect Tejon to be better than that. He's playing the Champions League. Everyone should. Like if he has that line in a World Cup, people are going to go, he didn't play very well.
Yeah.
And
you gotta hold
hopefully
them.
we have
You gotta hold them
standards.
to the stand. Yeah, we have to hold them to the standards that like you're at the highest level. So we are going to hold you to that highest. Like you're going to look at another right back or right wing back like Reece James and be like, "Yo, fam, what are you doing? You're there now."
Don't hold him to that standard. Say he can play with Reece James and then be like,
Nah,
it's okay.
I'm just
He
saying,
got skinned 5 times. It's
That's
okay.
what
He
I
got skinned
mean.
5. Exactly.
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
that's the
Yeah,
part
you're
I
right.
fucking hate. It's
Yeah,
that
you're right.
hypocrisy that I can't stand.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that people just chill the fuck out and are realistic.
Because in his best game, you're gonna be like, yeah, this guy's better than Kyle Walker, Kier, and Trippier. But like, we just gotta build that consistency where it's like, yo, if you're gonna hold him to those standards, then when he does shit, you have to say the same thing. Like when the English media, that's why I fuck with English media because those guys don't give a damn, bro.
Sometimes.
Right? Am I lying?
Sometimes
they be going, but they at least they just be off the top of their head. Like they don't coddle their players. The
they
racism
do.
and all that stuff.
They go the opposite side a little too much.
Yeah,
they hammer English players more than they should.
But the thing is, it's never changed. It's always been that way. So I can respect it for them being straight up and just being like, "Yo, fuck you, you suck." It was like, all right then, whatever. But yeah, Canadians.
What other
I think
country is having a stupid debate about who's going to start when you have Trent Alexander-Arnold and Reece? Like they're saying Trent, if Reece James and Kyle Walker are fit, he doesn't even make the team because of 3 months of football, not the previous 9. Damn. It's crazy.
Make the team. I don't know. Depends on the formation they play, but I don't know if he plays though. If Reece James is healthy and Kyle Walker is healthy, granted, Kyle Walker could play right center back as well. So like that kind of. But Kieran Trippier, bro, Newcastle's in 4th, and he been banging free kicks, bro. He been can't play with that man, bro. And then experience comes in. It's like it depends on what Southgate wants, and he's under fire. So England always has they have too many players to choose from. Too many players.
Yeah, they do this year. They really do. But real quick, guys, just looking back, all of us obviously have grown up so much around the game. Look back, like what was your earliest like football and memories? Whether it was playing, watching, just being in an environment.
Yeah, I think me and Kwame will have the same one. Playing at DHSL in like Finch. That futsal, undefeated, the environment, everything.
Right. Different.
Football. And the amount of pros that came out of there. It was either like you're on the right track or you're going other places.
Yeah. It's either you're going to the hood or you're going up the sock. Like there was no like in between, bro. It was like there's guys that just stayed playing futsal. And granted, like we have ballers that like one of my friends, Jacob Orlando, you know him, bro. He was like one of the best futsal players in the country. Like he got named the best futsal player in the country for Canada because he's on the national team and everything. Like you have guys that go that route, and then you have guys like me, Richie, Julian that go like the academy route and then the outdoor soccer route. But not DHSL, El Popular, bro. We were Yeah, we were 10 years old. And they used to treat the finals, bro, like it was a World Cup. Bro, parents are fighting each other in the stands. I'm like, bro, I'm 9 years old. It's not that serious, bro. Bro, they're stomping on the stage, making all these, bringing horns, like, yo, it's crazy. Like they made us feel like it was like the end of the world if we didn't win. If we didn't win, bro, you see tears, guys are crying, eyes are red and puffy, bro. It was, yo, those are real memories, bro. Real memories.
Jonesy, I already played in the Champions League final, bro, but it was off of Finch, bro.
It's off of Finch. That's it.
It was crazy.
That's
Josie,
funny
how
that your
about you?
guys that's funny that your guys are like playing it. For me, my earliest ones were watching. So like I remember growing up like back in the day. So in Vancouver, there's this field, like this old grass pitch right by my place. It was up on a hill. They had this tiny little change room. Fucking pitch was like right next to the cement, tiny little thing. And you used to, like, my dad used to play. So every single Friday night I'd be there. My mom would take me and my brother, and I'd have other friends that we'd be running around kicking the ball while they were playing and stuff. After the game, I'd be in the dressing room grabbing beers for the guys, putting kid away, all that kind of stuff. Like I remember that. I remember my dad used to have a VHS of United's treble season. So I would watch that every single day. That I remember watching, like the first game I remember intently sitting down and watching, England versus Brazil 2002 World Cup, when Ronaldinho chipped David Seaman.
Yep.
Broke my heart. And then the next one was David Beckham's free kick against Greece to take them to the World Cup in 2002. And then United playing Real Madrid when Ronaldo scored a hat trick at Old Trafford, got the standing ovation, and then David Beckham's free kick against Casillas. All of it was watching, though. None of it was really playing. Like those are my earliest memories. Were all watching those things and just kind of getting imprinted and just completely falling in love with it.
That's what's up. My dad never played, so I never really got that luxury. So just to see, like I'm first generation soccer player. So it's gonna start from me and it's just gonna go down. Like just to see that. But my dad always loved the game. His favorite team is Chelsea. Like if you're from Ghana, you're either a Chelsea, Arsenal, or Man U fan. You ain't nothing else. You can't be no Real Madrid, no Barcelona, bro. You were that. So I remember the one time that I do remember watching, I was watching Chelsea versus Barcelona when Iniesta scored the last minute goal outside the boot.
The biggest
and corrupt. It was corrupt. But that started the Barca legacy, so I'm not even mad at it. That started the Barcelona tiki-taka wave. So I'm not even mad at it. But my dad was fuming.
Honestly, I think United win the Champions League that year if they play Chelsea.
100%. Because it would have been back-to-back, no?
Back-to-back United Chelsea finals.
Yeah.
In the Champions League would have been incredible. But all right, well, that takes us to our next one. Favorite era of football to watch?
Easy. 2010s. Easy.
Yeah, I got to go from like 08, 2017. Like that 10-year gap.
Yeah.
That 08 or 07 to 20, like that 10-year gap. 100%.
The early 2010s, you have that wave of Barca, David Villa, Messi, Iniesta, Xavi, and then the thing starts to move on. You get to Ronaldo, Bale, Benzema.
Yeah, and then you even get like the Bayern Munich's, with Robin Ribéry cooking people. The early Dortmund team. I was talking to Berkey about it. Roman Berkey, who was playing at Dortmund, and he was like, "Yeah, that team, different."
Next level.
And I was like, bro, next level. He's like, everybody just left though. So it was like, it's like they basically just made their money and just left, bro. So
that Champions League final was the first all German final ever.
Yeah. Dortmund versus Bayern.
It was the only all like singular. It was one of the first ones that was all just one nation. Because I remember the United Chelsea one was a big deal because it was the first all English one, but there weren't many before that either.
Nope. Because of how the Champions League is put together, right? You can't play against your own team until the quarterfinals or your own league until the quarterfinals. You can't play against a team from your own league until after the round of 16.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But obviously before it, when it was just the European Cup, like I mean, I think one year, I think in '99 when United went through, them, Barcelona and Bayern Munich were all in the same group. The top three went through though. Like it's like because back then it was literally only like the champions or the top two would go through. Like they've expanded it so much that it was so much more rare before. But I know for me, it was probably the early 2000s, probably about 2003, 2004 through to about 2012. That was my favorite era. Because for me, part of it was the hard side of football, where as long as if you won the ball, your follow through didn't matter. Like, you won the ball. I look back at, like, when you look back at like those Chelsea teams with Makelele and John Terry, and you look at United with Roy Keane, Vieira, like, you look back at some of those. Oh, that's another one, the Roy Keane, Patrick Vieira tunnel scuffle. And that game, like, I remember watching that game and being so amped up and how intense it was. And like, you don't get games like that anymore. You just don't, because they're so intense. They're flying, challenges were flying in. And the flip side of it was, I found the game back then more artistic. Like, you're never going to have a Zidane again. You're not.
Though, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the whole how NBA evolved as well. Think about it. Back in the days, it was like every team had that one superstar. Like,
they had a center.
Real Madrid, and until Real Madrid did the Galacticos thing, like, every team had that one superstar. Like, Zidane was at Juve, Ronaldinho was at Barca. Like, you had
you had to think though, but Del Piero was at Juve. Like, Juve had so many. United had. They still had. They had a ton.
But I'm saying, I'm saying, like, the superstar, like the man, like, you're like, that's him. That's that guy. Like, you know what I mean? United had those type of guys, but like, when Ronaldo pulled up, it was like, yeah, that's him. Then you had Ronaldinho, and then you had for Chelsea, you had Drogba, and then Liverpool, you had Torres. That Torres prime, no one talks about that enough. But the reason why I say 2007 to 2017, I think those are the best World Cups. No, the best international wise, like level wise. You still had guys in their prime from England, like guys like Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard, Rio Ferdinand. Like, the 2010 World Cup, I think, was the most competitive World Cup. That shit was crazy. You had Ghana going to the quarterfinals, like Uruguay, just, you know what I mean? Like, there was no hold barring. And for a man like you're talking about the aggressiveness in the game. For a man like Nigel de Jong to kick Xabi Alonso in his chest and get a yellow, come on. It doesn't. Come on.
Thank God there's no VAR. That would have ruined the final.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
VAR for that challenge back then.
Yeah, you don't need VAR. His whole chest caved in. That's straight red.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And then you had the El Clasico, Mourinho versus Pep, the red cards, flying tackles, Barca playing each other, and Real Madrid playing each other like 17 times a year. Like, people forget about all of that. Like, I think, and then when you had Ronaldo in his prime, you're talking about diving. You talk about like David Villa going to Barcelona, or you had Ronaldo, Kaká cooking Man United in 2007. Oh, and that's, I know, man, use your team too, Jonesy.
Oh yeah, no, like, but I think part of what I like so much about that era, whereas now everyone plays the same way. Back then, if you played in Italy, you had no idea what to expect playing against an English team, because you played completely different styles of football. Like, everyone had these different philosophies. Everyone's philosophy now is, what's Pep doing? How do we play against Pep's time? And that's really all everything is now, which is exciting because of when it's done right. Holy shit, it's ridiculous. City are outrageous to watch at times, but
you also need the players for that.
You absolutely do. But that's the thing, like, when you watch these other ones, you see them how they set up, and everyone tries to play a similar type way. There's no different philosophy that, you know, when Conte came into the Premier League, it was like, he's playing 3-4-3, what the fuck? And they went on, they won that year. It was incredible. Leicester won the Premier League playing 4-4-2, for fuck's sake.
That was 1 in a million.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and for other reasons as well. But, you know, like, it's incredible. Like, those different types of ways can still do it, but I just don't see it by and large, because the top play, like, again, there are so many good players, and it's just gotten so athletic that
the technical ability with the athleticism,
it's just a lot
crazy.
less. I just find it less creative. Like, you look at like where does Zidane fit in any team now?
Anyway,
like, that artistry.
He's Zidane.
He'd have to run too much though. He's fucking unbelievable. He's one of my favorite players of all time to watch, and that's why I love that era. Was that it wasn't like you didn't need to be outrageously athletic and run a ton
Mhm.
because of what he could do on the other side of the ball. It was like, we'll have other players to do his work.
Do the
so
dirty
he
work.
can go do that. Whereas you don't get like, and it'd be crazy to look back and go, how good could Kevin De Bruyne have been in that era where he doesn't have to do all this running defensively? Like, imagine how
But
crazy that might be.
you also think of like, imagine Kevin De Bruyne running away from players like DeSousa who won't let you, like, you know what I mean? There's always, it's like the Michael Jordan, or like Kobe, like, or Michael Jordan having Scottie Pippen, who's the other starting. Everybody else is just like hard workers, right? And then you have the Golden State Warriors, everybody's good. So it's like, it's kind of like a balance. I understand what you mean. Hey, where does the superstar come in? Like, where does the old Ronaldinho come with all? They'll be like, he's inefficient because yeah, he was a showboater and all that stuff, but how many goals did he really score per year? How many assists did he in his position? Now it's just about efficiency. Like, get to a goal as quickly as possible, or get it to your best players as quickly as possible with space, and they're either going to run past you or they're going to get a shot off. Like, there's not other than Neymar and Mbappe.
There's an artistry missing. That's what I find, and that's what Ronaldinho was. That's why he caught the world.
Zidane, Ronaldinho, yeah. Like, there's Kaká, like there's a lot of guys that were like that. But now it's more of a team thing and philosophy thing rather than the individual. You used to play around the individual. Now it's a team thing. Like, coaches, especially being like in the MLS, like, coaches really harp on philosophy. They don't give a damn that you're the best passer on the team. They're like, dog, if you don't do this, you're not playing.
Yeah, I think that's what the game developing. Like, you don't really find like a real number 10, and like,
nope.
Guys like
gone,
ruined it. All these guys, like,
mm-hmm.
Last number 10 that we really seen is like Mesut Ozil. Like, you cannot rely on Mesut to win tackles. Just give him the ball in the right spot. He'll give you goals. Like, the guy broke the assist record in the Premier League. He had Olivier Giroud in front of him. Imagine at Erling Haaland, you'd have 50 assists.
That's
totally
that's another thing. That's right. Like, guys like Kevin De Bruyne, who is a natural 10, but is just a runner. Like, he ruined it for everyone. Like, now everybody's like, okay, I need a midfielder like Kevin De Bruyne because he runs and works hard, but he also gets 15 and 20 a year.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And hey, just sticking with the Premier League, what's your biggest Premier League statement this year? Looking at, like, they've only played 10 games. What's your biggest statement?
Erling Haaland scores 40 goals.
In the Prem?
Yeah, 40.
40 in the Prem, 40 in 38 games.
40. He's at 17 in 11, bro.
Nah.
And he's not gonna play he's not gonna play every game. He's getting 40.
What's the record? 30.
And he's taking penalties now? He's getting 40, bro.
That's a big one. That's a big one. I thought he'd get 50.
37 to 40. 37
no,
to 40.
You said 40. You said 40.
All right, 40 then.
All right.
40.
Jules? They make top 4?
Top 4.
So they win the Prem. Look at him.
We're trying to win the league. No, realistically though, if Erling Haaland did not exist, Arsenal's here to win the Premier League. But since Erling Haaland is a human being and he's playing in a Man City shirt, I have to accept second place.
All right, Arsenal coming second. My prediction is that I think Arsenal and United both make the top 4. So that means Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool, 2 of them miss out. I think those are the 3. 2 of them miss out.
Oh, I have one. A mid-table team will finish top 6. Like, you'll see like a Newcastle finish Europa League or Conference League. Like, one of these weird teams will finish. Like, who would
can you imagine if Fulham coming up from the champ? Like, what the hell,
bro? Brighton, bro. Look at Brighton. Brighton was been cooking. Brighton and Brentford. That dude Tony up
Ivan
top.
Toney.
Yeah, he cooking every big team, bro.
No,
I gotta shoot the ball with anger.
Buddy, the excitement of the Prem is just unmatched right now. It's pretty incredible. Like, the last couple of years, and it's good that Arsenal are competitive right now with City, because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see anyone challenging them. I don't know, and again, like, it'll be interesting coming back from the World Cup. Guys are gonna get injured. We're gonna see kind of depth of everyone.
Norway's not in the World Cup, bro.
I know.
Haaland gonna be nice.
I know.
Rested. 40. 40
That's
piece.
the thing though, Arsenal, their depth is so like thin.
Yeah.
Nobody
And
Man City's depth. Nobody.
no one can.
Bro.
And that's the thing. If Haaland didn't exist, Gabriel Jesus wasn't going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Man City, with their bench, they could make a B team and put it in the Premier League and they'll finish top 4. Like
It's stupid.
Bro, against Dortmund, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Erling, bro, they didn't even play. They're just chilling on the bench. I said, God damn.
bro, they
Yeah,
have a
like,
guy
it's
like
different.
you have Julian Alvarez. The kid was in Argentina ripping it up.
Yeah.
Sign him on the bench, bro. Send him on loan somewhere. Like the kid needs to play. Like there's so many people that City have on the bench. Like
You just wonder
I
if
like
he,
Arsenal. But continue, Jones. Go.
I was gonna say, you wonder if he does need to go away and play though. Like you look at Phil Foden, like the difference, like obviously Jadon Sancho goes away, plays really well at Dortmund. He decided to leave City. There's other players that's worked for. Then you look at like Phil Foden, who Pat basically said, stay in
You're not
school,
going nowhere.
stay in school, learn from David Silva, learn from Bernardo Silva, learn from Kevin De Bruyne. The environment here is better for you. You're gonna get enough games and enough minutes, but stay in school. Don't try and go and do that. Like that's the only thing that I really wonder, because now we're seeing Phil Foden. Oh my God, man.
there.
He starts
He's
every game, bro.
unbelievable. He's scored.
Yeah.
His production too right now is off the charts. It's ridiculous.
That's another thing that young players have to figure out. Like, when do you decide, like, okay, I need to go get games, or I'm in the best situation as possible? Man City is kind of different. They're playing like 70 games a year. You have a 28-man roster. Like, you're gonna play at least 30 games, regardless of either you're playing well or playing average. Like, as long as you know the system, you're not shitting up the storm, then like you're gonna play. So it's good that he stayed there. Like, I met him personally and everything. So like, he's a good kid. And Bernardo Silva, he's your age, Jonesy, and that guy puts in mileage. There's one year he played like 90.
Much.
He played like 90 games with club and country. He played like 90 games in 2018 before COVID, 2019. But I was like, dog, you must be exhausted.
Just
He runs so much. Baller.
That
So
ruined it for the actual number 10s. Like the old school number 10s, Bernardo Silva ruined it.
Exactly.
I
He's
was an
another
old
dude
school
that
number
didn't run
10. That was me.
Yeah.
Old school. Didn't run enough.
Didn't run
Slowly
enough.
working my way back on the pitch.
Nah, that's fine though. I mean, I guess football literally just evolves, bro. You can't do anything about it. Jules, what's your best position? 8, 6, 10?
Old school 10, bro. Just give me the ball in the pocket.
This guy doesn't want to run, bro. He doesn't want to run. He's getting lazy.
Let me go at the back 4. The most
This
run
guy
I'm
does not.
making a third man running behind to go score.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Is that where you play for your UPSL team right now?
Yeah, 10, anywhere in the middle of the park, to be honest.
Okay. That's what's up. So you guys go down to Florida in what, 2 weeks, you said?
Yeah, we have to win our conference though.
No, our conference? Okay.
So how many games is that?
That's what's up.
I think it was like 8 regular games, or yeah, there's 8 games in a season, and then I think it like branches off into like a bracket, and I think it's like 2 or 3 games from there. And
So you have to win. If you win all 3,
win all the way through.
all right, cool.
Yeah.
So wait, since you were at Vaughan, did you ever have I know Vaughan played York a couple of times. What would you say was the biggest thing that you saw, like, in difference between York United and Vaughan? I know Vaughan can ball. You didn't get to play against York, because I know they played against them a couple times. Okay. Do you like have any of your old teammates like told you, like, is there a difference? I played in the CPL a long time, and I could tell when, like, okay, these guys are good, but like, I know guys that are better, that are not in the CPL, that are playing in League One. You know what I mean?
I've heard it from guys from Vaughan, and then I have a couple buddies on York that have told me the guys from York are saying Vaughan League One level, it's like a next level. Like Vaughan runs, like the guys that they have pros in their team playing in League One. Guys like Masfair and these ex-pros, Dylan Carrero coming back, all these guys. And then the guys from Vaughan are saying, well, you know how guys are that don't have fuck, man, this guy's so shit, this and that. I should really blah. But
Yeah, I know how it is.
obviously the guys from Vaughan, they respect the guys from New York. Like you have
Mhm.
vets. Jordan Wilson been a pro for so long. Roger Thompson, all these guys, and then they respect the young kids, Isaiah, Max. They know they can play. Like guys are not at York United or at Forge or Calvary. They're not there by chance. Bro. They didn't go like this and start picking guys.
Mhm.
Because they could
Yeah.
play.
100%. I
Here's
respect
something.
that.
Here's a quick question for both of you. Obviously, with CPL coming in, and especially having two teams with York and Forge, and now actually Ottawa in
Mhm.
that area, what's the level of League One been like? Has it dropped, like overall? Just considering, like, you take a lot of those players now out of the league,
Yeah.
Hmm.
right? Like,
Taking the top guys out of League One, it'd be a big loss obviously for the league. And obviously we've seen it already with Kwame Sigma team, like Rich, all these guys, Kyle Aaron, guys all moved on. Not to disrespect Sigma. Sigma hasn't been the same since. Like
No, 100%. I agree. Yeah, I'll tell
Yeah.
Bobby to his face too.
look at the teams that Carm coached in the past with guys like Joe D, all these older guys at Vaughan. Vaughan will always be there, like always be at the top of the ladder. Because they have 150 million guys to choose from. Everybody wants to go play at Vaughan. You know what I mean? But for guys like Sigma, all these other teams, Oakville, you take the top guys out of the team. That's literally Vaughan is the Man City of League One. Like shit ton of like, okay, Dylan Curl's out. I got Jason Mills. I don't have Jason Mills. Yeah, I got Joe Mack. Like it just keeps going down. Literally.
And those are guys that played there when they were younger too. So like even if they went pro and they want to come back and play, they're not gonna go to another team. You know what I mean? Like if I was to go back and play League One, like I'm gonna go play for Sigma. Like Rich is gonna go play for Sigma. Like the best, everybody's gonna go back. It just happens to be that like Vaughan has a wider range of players because Sigma wasn't always Sigma before. Like we had like two teams. And you know what I mean? You build up. But Vaughan was always Vaughan for years and years and years. So you got all of Maple, you got all of Woodbridge, you got some of Toronto, you got some of Aurora, like you know what I mean? All that whole area. And Vaughan's not that far from Toronto. It's like a 20-minute drive. So you're like, okay, I'd rather go play better soccer and not have to deal with the politics of Toronto FC Academy or like the whole MLS next kind of thing, where like Patrice is gonna pick whoever is the better player, whoever is gonna be more productive. Obviously, attitude and stuff like that comes into it, but whoever's gonna work hard, whoever's the better player, he's gonna play, and that's how Bobby was too.
Yeah, I think that's why Vaughan is where it is because the culture is so big. The guys are like super on it. Pat's the type of guy like, yo, if you can't do the job, I'll go find a kid and give him your shit. Exactly.
100%. And I respect him for that. I remember in college we actually played against Vaughan. They traveled to Connecticut. And we played them in we played in a spring season game. But I played like 25 minutes and I went upstairs so all shirts in the game. But I'm like, nah, there's no way we're really playing Vaughan right now. You guys had Munir and because they wanted to scout Munir. And I was like, okay, like
out there, I swear.
I was like, let's see how these guys are. We played indoor. Bro, I was like, dog, y'all are running way too much. Cause some people have something to prove, and like me myself, I'm like, I have nothing to prove to these guys. So I was like, yeah, I'm playing, but like I'm gonna play like 25 minutes and then come off the field. But y'all balled out. To be honest, I think we tied 1-1 or some bullshit like that. I was like, damn. Came off after 25 minutes. I was like, yo, y'all enjoy watching it from the top.
The spring tour with the high performance team, it's crazy. When our year we played so many schools. We played UConn. The same weekend we played Duke and Wake Forest back to back.
Like, wow.
Two of the top.
Yeah, because it's right there. It's right there. Yeah.
But the biggest result we got with the 01 team, we played Ohio State and we beat them when we were going absolutely crazy. Like, what a game. But to beat an NCAA team, we're all
bro. 17, 16, yeah.
We're like 16, 15 years old and we're beating up like pretty much grown men. We're like, holy fuck, we just beat an NCAA school. So
yeah. And that goes to show, like we were talking about it, like some people slip through the cracks at them. Like who would have thought, like grown men too, like when you go to college, like some guys are like 22, 23 years old, and your 15-year-old is giving you the You're like, damn. You're like they're like yo, Toronto, Canada, GTA, West Coast, like we have players that can do that, but we just need the proper coaching and infrastructure.
Yeah, and I think, and hopefully that's coming, man. Like that's the one thing right
Mhm.
now. We're starting to see it grow. We're starting to see it go, and again, understanding that different pathways lead different places, right? I just think that the infrastructure is in a decent spot considering CPL right now, and it just needs to be like playing at the next level needs to be looked at a little bit differently. Like just because you're like we talked about, I think a couple weeks ago, Kwame, just because you're in U Sport, if you're smacking players around and you're battering players, should be noticed.
Mhm.
Doesn't need to be just the NCAA Division I players and all that stuff, right? So
Yeah. Scouting needs to be so much better. Like if you understand the game and you know what you're watching, you can tell if someone's good or not, regardless of who they're playing against. Like you could tell how they're receiving the ball, their positional awareness. Like even if they're playing against scrubs, just them being in the right position when the ball's on a certain side, you're like, hey, this person knows what they're doing, or how they receive the ball, how they pass the ball, their technique. Like you can see all that stuff. Then you just got to coach them in a higher development like situation and let them make mistakes. But early in our careers, you could tell like playing club soccer and we playing club soccer in Western Canada, everything was about results. That's why when I was at Sigma and Vaughan, we didn't care about results. We were putting our U15s and stuff in the U21 league, OSL, playing as grown men that come from work, anger issues. Like we got to deal with that mental side. You know what I mean? They come and taking off their construction boots, and we just out here, kids just hyper energy, talking mad shit because we're from the trenches. We don't give a damn. And like Bobby's like, yo, you talk shit, you get hit. So you're gonna have to learn how to deal with stuff like that. That mental toughness of the game and like just playing quicker decision making. He let us make mistakes. Bobby's one coach that until he got to Forge, never said a word on the bench. Never. Talk to us at halftime, be like, hey, y'all are doing this, or y'all are shit, or y'all are doing well. Just keep doing this and this. During the game, said 0 words. 0.
no, and that's
like,
and
yeah.
that kind of speaks to just letting you problem solve for yourself, right?
Mhm.
Like I was lucky enough, like I was at a club where when I was 15, I got called into our senior men's team.
Mhm.
So if you thought like I was playing against ex-pros who were in their 30s,
Mhm.
like I was jumped in and I was thrown straight in the starting lineup, like, yep, go play, go make your mistakes and stuff. And it was understood like he's gonna make a lot of mistakes at 15.
Mhm.
And I went up and trained every week. Did I get called up? Would I play every week? No,
No.
of course not. But the weeks where they're like, yep, here you go, here's your chance, go have fun. And again, coaches didn't say anything to me. They might talk to me after the game. Yeah, I had ex-pros on my team who were screaming at me because now
Yeah,
I'm on the pitch
100%.
fucking up beside them and making their
And they
lives
got to
harder.
run more. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. So it's just, and again, like that was the whole point. Like that was the thing though, from the club's perspective and from their coach's perspective, it was like, here's a kid who deserves a chance. Let's give him one.
Mhm. So wait, I have a last question until we go and pick our 5-a-side because that's a good one. Wilfred Nancy is not continuing with FC Montreal.
No.
Vacant spot. Do you think Montreal looks within Canadian coaching? Do you think they give Bobby a chance, a CPL coach a chance, Bobby, Tommy Wilden Jr., or Julian? Do you think Patrice has ever thought of coaching at a higher level? Because you see, like the proof is in the pudding. You cannot look at the Canadian coaches like Patrice, Bobby, Tommy Wilden, like Maduka, like look what they've done, and it doesn't really make, it's not detrimental. I don't think so for Montreal to look at one of those Canadian coaches. Obviously, they're probably going to go for the big money signing, or because of what Montreal has done with Wilfred Nancy, they're probably going to look for someone better. But do you think what direction do you think they go? And do you think Patrice actually does want to leave Vaughan? That guy's comfortable.
I'm not sure, to be honest. Like I talked to him briefly about it. Like, yo, Pat, you ever thought about like doing this and this and this? But the guy's life's pretty much like set out. Like you said, I think he's comfortable at Vaughan. Can't really complain. The guy does his thing regardless. I personally would like to see him take that next step, see if he could really coach at a professional level. But Montreal's kind of in a state where it's like we need to win now. So I think they go for that guy with a lot of experience that can come in, bring the team. You know what I mean?
That next step.
I think it's more
But you,
complicated than that for
yeah,
Montreal.
you lose Georgi Mihalovic, who's leaving in January. Your top playmaker.
There's a lot of
There's,
big losses.
There's a
yeah,
lot of turnover coming,
yeah.
apparently. But the other thing, though, that you have to remember, and this is something that, again, Kwame, Joel mentioned, there's the cultural side of it. You need to be able to speak French.
I don't know.
There's a
Oh,
huge part of
wait,
that with.
wait. Do you know the Forge coaching staff? Our goalkeeper's from France. Our goalkeeper coach from France. Our assistant coach is from Quebec. Bobby and he speaks
Yeah,
Greek.
but
So
again, though, there's
Bobby just needed to speak Greek to the assistant coach. The assistant coach is just gonna speak French for him. Translation.
yeah, and if that works, but you need that cultural side of it just because that's the
Yeah.
market there. You see the same thing with
Mhm.
like the uproar that the Montreal Canadiens had when they brought in a coach who couldn't speak French. Like they revolted. So
Mhm.
there's the owner side of it, there's the culture side of it, where that is such an integral and important part for anyone who's in a management position there. So that's
Owner's
a big
also
one.
Italian though. Yeah, so I'm just wondering because I heard about it from inside sources that like earlier that he wasn't going to be there, and I was surprised. So I was like, Montreal's really doing well, but it is what it is. So, but onto the five-a-side.
Yeah. So just so
Ready?
everyone's aware here, we made a 5-a-side. You have to create your 5-a-side team from Canadian national team players. You only have $15 to do so. All right. So here we go. Y'all can see this.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So you got to create your 5-a-side team with 15 total dollars. So with the $5 bracket, we've got Alfonso Davies, Jonathan David, Stephen Eustachio, Tejon Buchanan, Kyle Larin. $4, Alistair Johnston, Atiba Hutchinson, Kamal Miller, Jonathan Osorio, and Richie Larea. $3, Sam Adekubi, Junior Hoylett, Ismail Kone, Stephen Vittoria, Mark Anthony K. $2, Scott Kennedy, Lucas Cavallini, Samuel Piet, Ike Ugbo, and Liam Fraser. And then finally on the $1, you have Liam Miller, David Wotherspoon, Joel Waterman, Daniil Henry, and Raheem Edwards. Kwame, 5-a-side team.
Oh, I go first?
Yeah, we're going to
Damn.
send you
All
up
right.
first.
So I went with $2 $4, $3 $4 actually. I went with my man K Mills, East Ender, big spender. One with Spanish League legends, Jonathan Osorio and Richie Larea. You already know the vibes. And my sleeper is Raheem Edwards. Y'all seen the goal the man scored in MLS this year against Colorado Rapids. He can slice and dice. And for my final one is Lucas Cavallini as my post-up player. Yeah, he ain't touching him. He's too big, too much body. I got shuttlers around him. I got a midfielder to control it. And I got a lace buster at the back. Come on now. You know the vibes. That team, all of it, taking everyone's lunch money.
All right. Jules, your turn.
My money, this is my money team. I'm throwing this in the Boxing Day tournament. So I have
Yes,
took all the Vaughn lads. I got Ali and K Mills.
Okay.
I got Mac through the middle just to break it up in there. Just get ugly. Cava as a post and Ike Ugbo. Low quality player. He'll just flow off Cavallini. Go score some goals. Cava will be up there just sticking the ball, do the ugly work. Let Ike Ugbo do his thing. That's my squad. That's taking home $10,000 on the Boxing Day. So
all right. And then for mine, I've got Jonathan David up top. Out wide, I'm going with Fonzie and Raheem. Out wide. In the middle, I'm going with Kone. And at the back, Joel Waterman.
one defender.
Diamond, playing in diamond.
Yeah, bro, you gotta have the
Diamond, one in the
shuttlers.
middle.
Me too. I'm doing that.
Yeah.
I'm doing the same. Kamal, then you got Oso in front of him, and you got Richie and what I say?
Raheem.
Richie and Raheem on each side. Cava up top. We nice. And hey, if this is FIFA Ultimate Team, I got bare green lights. I got all the chem. I have all the chem. Be real. I got all the chem, all the mandem.
Literally.
So Richie, Cava, bro, they all play together. Spanish League. Raheem play together, bro. You know the vibes. I got all the chem if it's Ultimate Team.
All right, fellas. So there are 3 teams right there. We're gonna make sure that we make that available to everyone else watching too, so they can make theirs and send them our way. And I think that just about wraps it up, Jules. Thanks so much for joining us today, pal.
Yeah.
Definitely try and have you on again. Maybe some stuff coming out with the World Cup where we're gonna be looking to do some reactions.
For sure, man.
That's true. That'd be dope. That would be dope. But we can do a little quick fire. I'm asking you 3 questions. If you get it wrong, no jersey, bro. No jersey.
We set up.
Yo, Messi or Ronaldo?
I have a biased answer though. I'm pretty. I can't see Messi. I can't.
Bro, all right, no jersey.
No, it's against like my morals. Bro.
Okay. I'll let that slide. I'll let that slide. All right. My first question is name 4 players from my Dante Alighieri Academy team that I played with growing up in the same club.
Oh,
but you should know this.
Okay,
You
so
should know this, bro.
Oh my. I'll put Jacob.
Yeah, 1.
Rios.
Did I play? I've never played Rios. Wow. Bro,
No.
you could have said
Rick.
Jacob. Okay, Rich.
Rick,
Jacob. Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to think. You guys are old, man. Like 90. I'm
Bro.
old, man.
Bro, you Rich, Jacob. I can help you. Christian.
Oh,
Samaniego. Yeah.
No, I'll give you the last one. Christian Sam. Oh, nah, I can't even think still. I can't.
Oh. Damn, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. So how far do you think Portugal goes in the World Cup? No bias. Be completely honest. You're a real soccer player. You understand footy.
Ronaldo
You think they win the World Cup? I don't think
Maybe-
Ronaldo's gonna be in form. He's not playing. So I can try. You can still trust him, but not in form. You can just say like a regular gold card Ronaldo.
Group stage, I think we topped the group. Definitely beat the shit out of Ghana. That's a fact.
Oh wow, fighting words.
No, this is bad. But I
Top
think
the group. Okay, if you top the group.
Quarters, if not semis. Semis, if not quarters. There you go.
Okay, all right. I respect it. I respect that.
If we make the semis, we're leaving with the trophy. Come on. Or Ronaldo.
Okay. Yeah. Say no
Depends
more.
how the seeding is, because you see,
All right.
2016, Portugal came out of the group with 3 points. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
Went to the
That is
bracket, played like Wales, Poland, not like the strongest teams.
yeah.
Went to the final, beat France at home.
Mhm. That's true. All right then. I respect it. Now I still got you a jersey though, 100%, bro. I got you.
I'll put you
Yeah,
up here.
that
All the guys.
I better be visible though.
Man.
One man gotta go down. I better be visible.
I'll take down this Scrubs jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Yo, thank you for coming on. Yeah, this was episode 4 of Top Bin Talks with Julian DeSousa. I'm your co-host, Kwame Will, with Adam Jones, presented by FTF Canada. Thank you so much again, and hopefully we connect soon.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.